My name is Ces Butner, and I have the honor to serve as this year's president of Rotary Club of Oakland. Founded in 1908, the Rotary Club of Oakland is the third oldest Rotary Club of some 35,000 Rotary clubs throughout the world. We are a community of 300 men and women from all walks of Oakland civic, commercial, and community life, committed to the Rotary motto of service above self. I'd like to welcome you to our 5,319th club meeting. And for over 111 years, we have welcomed Rotarians and guests from around the world to our club meetings. We continue to do so virtually. So if you're a visiting Rotarian, or if you're a guest of a Rotarian, please let us know by typing your name and the name of your club into the chat box located at the center bottom of your screen, as indicated by the red arrow on the slide you're viewing now. By doing so, we will be able to recognize you later in this meeting. Also, we recommend that all participants view this Zoom meeting by clicking the speaker view button located in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. And if you have comments throughout the meeting or questions of the speaker, please use the chat button at the bottom of the screen for that as well. And now for our thought for the day, Rotarian Kim Cohn.
Thank you, President Ces. Good afternoon, friends, fellow Rotarians. I'm Kimberly Cohn, and it's my honor today to recognize the good work of the Community Service Committee with a thought for the day. Now, most of you know my previous career my current career is in community mental health and social services, but my previous career was 20 years in the restaurant industry. So today I choose a quote from M.F.K. Fisher, which brings my personal experience to the larger universal themes of the day. She writes in The Art of Eating, "It seems to me that our three basic needs for food and security and love are so mixed and mingled and entwined that we cannot straightly think of one without the others. So it happens that when I write of hunger, I'm really writing about love and the hunger for it, and warmth and the love of it and the hunger for it. And then the warmth and richness and fine reality of hunger is satisfied, and it is all one." Thank you.
Thank you, Kim, for setting the tone for the meeting with that reflective thought. Because we want to remain grounded and focused, we begin our meetings by jointly reciting our vision, which is, together we see a world
where people
unite and take action
and create lasting change
across the globe, in our communities, and in ourselves. At last week's meeting, we enjoyed Dennis Kyriakos, the magician, that not only entertained us with his magic, but also decided to give us a little Zoom magic that gave us a tutorial on how to improve our Zoom experience. In fact, I've got a new circular light, a computer stand, and green screen behind me to maybe give me a better look for the meeting. What do you guys think? Today is our Feed the Hungry program, led by our Community Services Chair, David Kittner, who will MC the program. And then we'll top it off with a great speaker that happens to be a friend and a neighbor of mine. So sit back and enjoy another in our great Civic Thursday meetings where you can catch a great speaker and get involved with Rotary, where service above self exists. So let's get started with the meeting with our Business Development Committee meeting sponsor this week is Club Treasurer Lorna Padilla Marcus.
Thank you, Ces, and thank you, my fellow Rotarians, for the opportunity to sponsor this Oakland Rotary meeting. To my fellow Rotary members, I'd like to encourage you to consider sponsoring a Rotary meeting, especially in these socially distant Zoom calls. It's a great way to connect with others and highlight your business. As a member of Rotary, we have the unique opportunity to work with some of the best and brightest leaders that Oakland has to offer. In doing so, we're often so focused on the work of Rotary that we forget to talk about what we do. So this is a great opportunity to shamelessly promote your business to your fellow Rotarians. It's my pleasure to sponsor this meeting on behalf of M.F.K. and Anderson. We're a CPA firm who's been steadfastly serving our clients here in the Bay Area and around the world since 1976. Over the last 30 years of my practice, I've seen many presidents come and go. Reagan reduced the tax rate. However, during his administration, the dreaded AMT was enacted. Bush Sr. raised taxes. Clinton raised taxes. However, AMT and favorable capital gains rates, basically most folks didn't see their effective rate change. Obama was the first president to raise the effective rate through Medicare taxes, marginal rates, and the net investment income tax. Under Trump, the individual marginal rate decreased. And however, with the limit of state and property taxes, many taxpayers saw their taxes increase. So one of the biggest changes was the corporate tax change from 35% to 21%. With all that, as we anticipate tax planning and changes under the Biden administration, here are some things to keep in mind.
Are you in the meeting right now? Yeah, I'm just.
We know that the top marginal rate for individuals in 2020 is 37%. We also know that the top corporate rate is 21%. For many, 2020 is a lower taxable income year due to business closures, not having to take required minimum distributions, and so forth. What we don't know is what the changes are going to be in 2021. I'm trying to get out my crystal ball, and it's just a little cloudy at the moment. If the Democrats take the two Georgia seats, many believe that the new administration will be cautious about any sweeping tax reform. For year-end planning, we're looking at possible Roth conversions, donor advised funds, and estate planning. With all that said, the value of working with a professional advisor is as important as it ever was to navigate these uncertain waters. Normally, we digest one major piece of tax legislation in a year. However, in 2020, we have the Secure Act, the CARES Act, the PPP loans, and the FFCRA. All those acronyms are enough to make your head spin. We work with clients to plan not only for today, but for the future. One question we often ask startups is, what is your exit strategy? We assist with succession plans that include family transfers, management buyouts, and mergers and acquisitions. As your CPA, we serve you in the beginning, the middle, and the end. This includes startups to sales, to liquidations, to the birth of a new child, to retirement, to life after death. Moet, Mackey & Anderson has served closely held businesses and highly net worth individuals in the Bay Area for over 30 years. We distinguish ourselves by providing proactive, creative solutions for our clients in tax planning, business succession, accounting solutions, and various other issues that arise in the current economic climate. One of the things we enjoy most about what we do is the personal relationships we have with clients and families and friends. And I'm thankful for all the relationships I have had with my fellow Rotarians. Again, thank you for the opportunity to be a Rotary sponsor.
Thank you, Lorna. Now, past District Governor Ed Jelen, do you have any visiting Rotarians or guests? Hello. Hello. Well, I guess, is he muted? Ed Jelen.
He's having problems unmuting.
He never fails me. This is the first time.
Ah,
See
am I here?
Yeah, now we got you. Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry about that, Ces. I was having a little technical difficulties, but I'm back, and we do have some wonderful guests with us here today. So let me start off. Bonnie Hamlin has brought her husband with her today. He's a retired port commissioner. So please welcome Earl Hamlin. Welcome, Earl. And let's see, Georgia Richardson has brought her daughter, Ryan Shearer, with us today. So that's another guest. And then CJ Hirschfield brought two guests with her, both very involved with Lake Merritt and the Rotary Nature Center. First of all, we have Sonomia Bird, who is a naturalist with the Nature Center. And we also have Terry Smith, who's with the Community for Lake Merritt. So welcome, Sonomia, and welcome, Terry. So nice to have you with us. And let's see if I can see any other guests out here. Yes, I do see, excuse me, Mary Jeong brought a guest, Daniel Jeong, who's visiting us from Washington, D.C. So let's see, I think that's it. I hope I didn't miss anybody, but welcome to all our guests.
Thank you, Ed, and welcome to all the guests. And if you find any later, we'll give you a chance to name those also.
Sounds good.
As you know, earlier in the year, our executive director, Pat Williams, announced that she would be retiring at the end of the year. Rotarians Linda Bosnecker and CJ Hirschfeld agreed to chair the committee to do a search for a new executive for our organization. I'm pleased to report, after a thorough search by the committee, which consisted of Rotarians Iris Brody Lopez, Jack McAvoy, Kimberly Miller, Joyce Mack, Tom Lamone, President-elect Dudley Thompson, and myself, we unanimously selected Jesse Boulder. As I said in my introductory statement I gave you before Thanksgiving, it gives me great pleasure to introduce you to Jesse Boulder.
Hey, thank you, Ces. One of the first things I learned on day one was not to go over my time limit on these Thursday civic meetings. So I'm going to go quick. I just wanted to thank the club for giving me the opportunity to do this job. I'm grateful for it. I am a Rotarian, been doing it for 4 years. Excited to get involved with the club. I appreciate all the welcomes I've gotten from everybody, and certainly look forward to getting to know everybody better, and really looking forward to when we can meet in person. It was a challenging, not challenging, it was a long interview process. And the highlight of the interview was when I was asked to meet Pat outside the Big Shoe at Children's Fairyland. It was dark. She took me back through the complex, and I sat in the amphitheater on a chair in front of a variety of masked people who I did not know, with a laptop on a chair in front of me, and completed the interview. The only thing I'm happy about is I was not asked to go through the small door in the shoe, which I had done as a child, because that would have been a problem. So this is day 3, and the one thing I can tell you, which everyone knows, is that Pat has done an outstanding job for the club, and I have some super big shoes to fill. I certainly want to let everyone know that I'm going to work very hard to take care of President Cess's needs, President-elect Dudley's needs, as well as the whole club. And hopefully I will make few mistakes. Hopefully I won't make a whole bunch of mistakes. I'm sure there'll be a few mistakes. I do have a thick skin, so I do appreciate any feedback, both good and bad. Don't hesitate to do that. And certainly, it's an honor to be involved with the club. It's a fantastic club. Looking forward to helping support all your projects locally and internationally, and really appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you, Jesse. As you'll all be getting to know Jesse in the next few weeks, also Pat will be working with Jesse, so any communication that you have to Pat will go directly to Jesse, and they're working together for the month of December to make sure we have a smooth transition. Now, past President David Stein has a nominating committee report.
President Ces, fellow Rotarians and guests, it's my honor to present to you on behalf of the nominating committee, the nominating committee's board nominees whose term would commence July 1, 2021. I will also be presenting the president-elect nominee whose presidential term will commence July 1, 2022. First, the board nominees. Our first nominee is Kimberly Cohn. Hi, Kimberly. Our second nominee is Will Hobbs. I know Will's here. Can we get his picture? Well, I know he's here, but we lost him. Our third nominee is Mike Mowry. We're having trouble getting the pictures up, but trust me, Mike is also here. There he is. Hi, Mike. And our fourth nominee for the board positions is Renia Webb. And I know Renia is here too. We're trying to get the pictures up. Hey, there she is. Hi, Renia. So that is your board slate. Oh, we got extra guests too. That's your board slate for the board term commencing 2021. Our president-elect nominee has been an active Rotarian for many years. The nominee's accomplishments include serving on the ORC board, serving on the ORE board, where the nominee was also the president of ORE. The nominee coordinated the TK field trips to Children's Fairyland. The nominee has served on the Entertainment Committee and is currently serving on the Homeless Committee. And for many years, we've all known her as the energetic chair of the Cerrone Lena Scholarship Committee. The nominating committee proposes to the membership of Oakland Rotary that our president-elect nominee to serve as president for 2022-2023 is the wonderful Mary Gian. Please give all our nominees and Mary a welcome.
All right. Hey, Mary. Congratulations to all the nominees. And did you have a motion? Or
And President Ces, I would move that the nominations be closed. Would you second that for me?
I'll second that.
And with the nominations being closed, we will vote on the slates at our meeting next Thursday. Please, everyone, congratulate and support our wonderful board nominees and our tremendous president-elect, Mary Gian. Thank you all for agreeing to serve.
Make sure we give her the applause the Zoom way. Thank you, Mary, and board members, incoming board members as well. We're inducting a new member today. She will be introduced by her sponsor with two interesting facts. Rotarian John Clausen.
Okay, these are introducing Candace Elder. We're very proud of Candace Elder, who was just appointed as commissioner by Mayor Libby Schaaf to the city's new homeless commission. We're very pleased to have her. Next is Candace went to Oakland Public Schools and wound up at Head Royce College Prep for high school, and then graduated from UC Berkeley and has a background in law and philanthropy. So welcome, Candace.
Candace, welcome, welcome. We are happy that you have chosen to join us, and please know that your family and friends are always welcome to join us and to participate in projects and events. But by accepting membership, you have adopted our vision, which is together we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities and in ourselves. You also agree to conduct your affairs according to the Rotary full-way test. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? And will it be beneficial to all concerned? You will receive your Rotary pin, and we hope you will wear it with pride and find pleasure and fulfillment by attending meetings, participating in our service activity, practicing service above self, and by contributing to the Rotary Foundation and Oakland Rotary Endowment. You'll also receive via mail, your snail mail that is, your roster with 300 of your newest best friends, a Rotary Made Easy handbook, your full-way test, and our Centennial book, which documents 100 years of service and friendship in the third oldest club in the Rotary world, Oakland #3. Finally, when we return to live meetings, your red badge will be waiting on you, indicating your status as a new member. So now it's my pleasure and privilege to induct you as our newest member of the Rotary Club of Oakland. Let's give our newest member a warm Rotary welcome. Do the clapping this way. That's the best we can do this time around. Thank you, Candace.
Thank you.
And to introduce our Feed the Hungry program, Community Service Chair, David Kittner.
Thank you, President Ces. For those of you who are unaware of what Feed the Hungry is, it is an endeavor by the club to raise money for food insecurity in our community. And this is something that the Rotary Club has been doing for over 30 years and has raised over $300,000 to go back to help with food insecurity in our own community. Now, the other thing is this is the only, part of Rotary, you're asked to contribute and make donations, but it's usually outside of our normal club lunch meeting. This is the only meeting of the year that we actually ask you to make a donation and make that ask during lunch. So today I'm going to ask you to donate to Feed the Hungry to help reduce food insecurity in our community. We'd like you to ring the bell. The bell represents a donation of $100. And the money that we're raising is for a group of nonprofits who are locally based, who have low overhead and contribute directly to our community. And we've been giving you these groups for about the past 5 years. And they are as follows. The Alameda County Food Bank that provides millions of pounds of fresh food to our community. Bay Area Meals on Wheels, which provides homebound seniors with meals delivered at home. The First Presbyterian Church of Oakland, which serves a lunch every Monday and every Sunday. Harbor House, they support immigrant and refugee families with food bags and after-school snacks. The Oakland Catholic Worker Food Program, serving Latin American immigrants and refugees with a food distribution every Thursday. Operation Dignity, providing homeless veterans with bagged lunches and snacks. Prescott Joseph Center, which runs a food pantry in the lower bottom neighborhood of West Oakland. St. Mary Center, they provide meals for at-risk seniors and preschoolers. And finally, St. Vincent de Paul, which provides a hot lunch 5 days a week. Now, I'm asking you to, now we have raised, last year we raised $15,000, and that was without a matching contribution. For over 25 years, Sean Marks with Give Something Back would match what we raised with Feed the Hungry. But for the last 2 years, we have not had a sponsor. And I am pleased to announce that this year we have a sponsor again. Our sponsor is willing to match whatever we raise up to $20,000. So whatever you donate today is going to be doubled. And the sponsor who's doing this is M&N Builders. And I'd like to ask Steve Nichols of M&M Builders to talk about this match for just a minute.
Thank you, David. And thank you for participating, everybody, today. This is a really wonderful way of helping our community out. And I think everyone in this meeting today knows that if there was ever a year to do it, it's this year, 2020. So if you've already rung the bell or entered your number in the chat room, I'd like you to think about maybe doubling it, doing it again, because when you do that, our company is going to double that. And we hope to come away today with a boatload of money where it's really, really needed. So thanks for participating, everybody. Back to you, David.
Okay, thank you. And now it looks like everybody's gotten a little ahead of us on the chat. We were still going to try to do a little bit of bell ringing. So we'll start and back up, and we'll just make this work the best we can. So what we'd like to do is to start, and you can either raise your hand or put it in the chat. Is there anybody that would like to ring the bell 10 times? And I see that Ruth Straub has said that she's willing to do that. So Ces, could you ring the bell 10 times for Ruth? Okay, now is there anybody else out there who wants to ring the bell 10 times? Is anybody raising their hand?
I see Marie.
Yeah, Fred Morse.
Fred Morse, great.
Yeah.
Fred, and who else? Was there anybody else that wanted to ring the bell 10 times?
Yes.
Neil Hogan.
Neil Hogan, wow, great. Okay, anybody else?
Marie did.
Who did?
Marie.
10 times?
Yes. Yes.
Great. Thank you so much, Marie. Okay, and do we have anybody else that wants to ring the bell 10 times?
I'll ring the bell 10 times.
Okay, that's Ces. And Ces, would you ring the bell 10 times for me as well?
All right, 10 times from Dave's Goodness.
There we go. So that's 10, 10, 10. Fabulous. Steve, I didn't think we'd get close to using up all your money.
Now,
okay, now, is that everybody that's 10 times? Anybody
how
else?
about 5 times? See if anybody wants to ring 5 times. I saw a few of those in there. Tom Love said 5 times.
Okay, Dudley for 5.
Tom Love for 5. Or
5. Dudley Thompson for 5. Is there anybody else out there for 500?
Joycey Mack.
Joycey Mack.
And Peter Sherris.
Joycey 5 and Peter 5.
Peter 5.
Super. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Joe Garacco will do 5.
Joe Garacco has 5.
Oh, thank you, Joe. Thank you very much.
Mary Gion has 5.
Oh, Mary, thank you. Wow, this is great. Okay, is that it for 5?
I saw John Holcomb changed his to 10 pledges.
Oh my God, thank you.
Well, let me get that 10.
I'll do 5.
And who was that?
Isaac Haas Reed.
Oh, thank you, Isaac. Okay.
Donation. 100 each bill. 5 is 500.
Anybody else for 5?
Did you get Tom Love?
Yes.
Yes. Tom Love did 10, actually. He did 5 2 times.
Okay, now we're going to go down to 4. Does anybody want to ring the bell 4 times?
Bonnie Hamlin will do it for 4.
Bonnie Hamlin, 4.
Thank you. Thank you, Bonnie. Anybody else?
Robert Kidd increased his to 5.
Okay, thank you, Robert. Back to 5, super. Okay, anybody on 4? Sam Miller on 4.
Whoa, Sam.
Thank you, Sam. And, okay, and Bonnie Hamlin's 4. Okay, super. Okay. Is that it on 4?
Let's try 3 now.
Oh, Jane Williams, 4. Jane Williams, 4. Okay, now we're down to 3. Anybody 3?
Did you see Robert Kidd changed his to 5?
Yes, thank you.
Add one more to Rob Kidd.
Okay, anybody 3? 3.
John Holmgren upgraded to 10 too.
Yep, we saw that. Okay, nobody on 3. Okay, let's 2. Anybody want to ring the bell twice?
Carrie Hamill 2.
Carrie Hamill.
Pat Williams 2.
Pat Williams 2.
Georgia
Goldie Fox 2.
Great.
Danny Meyer for 2.
Danny Meyer for 2.
Great. Thank you, Danny. Georgia Richardson for 2.
Jim Caponegro for 2.
I'm sorry, who was that?
Jim Caponegro.
Jim, thank you. And David.
Goldie Fox, did you get me?
Yes, yes, thank you. And I see David Stein for 2.
And,
Thank you, David.
and I think there was Jesse Bowdwell for 2.
Yes, I'll do 2.
Jesse. Thank you very much, Jesse. Okay, anybody else that wants to ring twice?
Now we got a whole lot of 100s there on there that have already been put into chat.
Okay.
You want to read those up, or do you want me to just ring a whole bunch of times?
Yeah, let's see, because I want to give everybody their due. So if you put it in there before, do it again or raise your hand. Who wants to ring the bell one time?
There was a bunch of them on there. Tom McCoy.
Yep. Thank you.
Kathy Dyer.
And the Dwyer family. And Stephanie Kazenza.
Stephanie Kazinda. Jack Isles. Ed Yellen. John Clausen.
Stephanie, yeah, great. Ed Jellin, Teresa Whalen. Okay. Teresa Whalen. Any? Roberta Abel, great. Thank you, Roberta.
Patrick Riley.
Patrick Riley, thank you, Patrick. Okay.
That's a great participation.
Oh, wow.
Lovely program, and I know we're going to make Steve Nichols' match mean all of it. So
that's great.
There's a Bob. Bob who? Bob is four bills. Barth, that's Bob Barth.
Bob Barth.
Thank you, Bob.
While Nikki is speaking, if anybody changes their mind and wants to make a donation, just put it in the chat, and Pat and I will get together and hopefully give an announcement preliminarily of what we think we raised today. I want to thank everybody for their generosity. This is going to our community, and the people that are going to receive this will be very grateful. Thank you very much.
Thank you, David Kidner. I appreciate that. Georgia Richardson, will you do us the honor of introducing this week's Civic Thursday speaker?
Absolutely, President Ces. Good afternoon, fellow Rotarians and guests. I have the pleasure and honor today of introducing special guest celebrity chef, Nikki Shaw. I've known her and her family for many years, and we are blessed to have her as our guest speaker today. Bringing her passion for food and appetite for adventure, celebrity chef Nikki Shaw is committed to spreading awareness of and preventing heart disease, diabetes, and high blood pressure. She is a partner for the restaurants and concessions at Oakland International Airport. In addition to that, Chef Nikki is a trained media spokesperson specializing in recipe development and product endorsement for major corporations. She has been a featured chef for the American Diabetes Association, American Heart Association, and Kaiser Permanente. She conducts healthy cooking demonstrations and educates communities about the importance of making smart food choices and staying physically active. Chef Nikki is a featured media chef for the Oakland A's, promoting the team's community wellness campaign. She is a featured chef instructor for the Golden State Warriors community outreach programs, offering information and recipes to help prevent childhood obesity. She is the chair of the Oakland Team Empowerment Program, which teaches inner city girls valuable life skills and helps them get into college. Chef Nikki has appeared on Food Network as a finalist on the Next Food Network Star, and she was also featured on the hit VH1 show Basketball Wives. Chef Nikki graduated with honors from Howard University in Washington, D.C. with a bachelor's degree in journalism. She graduated as a chef from the Southeastern Culinary Academy and completed her internship at Disney World in Orlando, Florida. She and her husband, former NBA player Brian Shaw, reside in Oakland, in California with their children. And before Chef Nikki speaks, she would like to share an introductory video. Enjoy.
Celebrity chef Nikki Shaw is the A's community wellness chef. She will tell you she's always very focused on spreading awareness about eating healthy and fighting childhood obesity. You can find her speaking for groups like First Five and the California Department of Public Health. And she's also been on the Food Network.
Next, I'm going to add a little cayenne pepper. Add seasoning a little bit at a time because you can always add more. It's hard to take it away.
Celebrity chef Nikki Shaw likes to just wander through these redwood boxes full of vegetables and fruit and flowers.
When I'm here at the farm during the games, I kind of check on my babies. I call these my babies. As soon as you mention healthy, sometimes people get this look on their face like, oh, here we go again. I don't want to hear this. But that shows me right there that it's mental. It's a state of mind. When I tried to encourage my husband to eat ground turkey instead of ground beef and cut half the fat, he was like, I don't want no turkey. What do I don't want, I can't have spaghetti and tacos and meatloaf and I can't have that with turkey. Well, little did he know, he had been eating ground turkey for years and didn't even know it. And that's why I say it's a mental issue. We have to wrap our minds around, hey, I'm gonna enjoy this.
Love deviled eggs.
Me too.
But you're gonna put a kind of a healthy spin and give them a little something, something, right?
That's right. And today we're making angeled eggs.
Okay.
Because they are sent from heaven.
Okay.
There's nothing devilish about these eggs.
Very good.
Why just make regular deviled eggs? Add some shrimp, add some fresh lump crab meat right on top. And what's the best combination for eggs?
Bacon.
Bacon.
And
today, I'm using turkey bacon. I eat good because I know I should. Events like this, they're so important because it allows the kids to get out of their normal day. What they learn here with me, they take back home and they incorporate it into their lives and they share it with their other family members.
Hello, Rotary.
Hey, hello.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate you. Thank you, Miss Georgia. Thank you, Ces. It's an honor to be here.
You're welcome.
So I'll jump right in. In case of a loss in cabin pressure, before every takeoff, we're instructed to put on our oxygen masks first to help others. This same rule applies in our everyday life. In order to share our gifts with those that are in need, we must first take care of ourselves. So self-care is essential because you can't pour from an empty cup. A healthy lifestyle consists of eating right, exercising, and getting plenty of rest. This wonderful journey begins with the proper mindset and preparation. So today we'll discuss valuable tips, tricks, and tools to help us all achieve optimum health and wellness. So I just want to invite you all to be present and join me today, and let's have a real, honest, authentic, transparent conversation about a good self-care plan, avoiding the quarantine 15, boosting our immune system during this pandemic, and preventing heart disease, diabetes, and high blood pressure. So we know that self-care is a conscious act to take care of our physical, mental, and emotional health. So I'm going to go over 10 easy tips to help you all create a good self-care program. 1, eat a healthy diet. That's what I'm all about. Even in my restaurants and concessions at the airport here in Oakland, I'm bringing healthier options because some people have dietary needs and they still want to stay on their program while they're traveling. So I encourage to always have a healthy diet. And that means if you choose to eat meat, eat lean meat, which is chicken, fish, turkey, load up on vegetables, fruit, and drink plenty of water. Second, get some form of exercise. It's good for emotional health and physical health, and it increases your serotonin levels. It improves your mood and your energy, and choose whatever kind of exercise you like. If you like to walk, which I love to do, I'll walk up and down our hill every other day or so, and sometimes I'll see Ces out with his dog, and just decide on what it is you like to do. If you like to jog, if you like to swim, if you like to bike, choose whatever kind of physical activity you like to do and get out and do it. This next one is really important. Get 7 to 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep. Now, some people are night owls like I am, but find a way to get uninterrupted sleep. And that means unplug and recharge. And especially when it comes to our kids, they're so attached to their smartphone that they don't get enough sleep at night. So I'm encouraging everyone to get uninterrupted sleep. Next, schedule regular checkups. Sometimes we take care of others and we neglect ourselves. So I encourage you to always get regular checkups. And it reminds me of a project that Kaiser Permanente hired me for. And it was called Operation African American Men. And what they were trying to do was appeal to Black men, because what they were seeing is Black men were coming in after their symptoms had gotten so bad that they didn't have a choice. So we created a campaign to encourage people to get regular checkups so that they can get ahead of the problem, so that sometimes it can be reversed. Now this next one I really love, and I call it Love Thy Neighbor. Now, love thy neighbor doesn't necessarily mean you love the family next door. No, it means that we are all connected. We are all one. We are universally, we are connected in this universe together. So we have to love each other, no matter what your political background is, no matter what your ethnic background, what language you speak. We are all connected and we have to love each other. And that reminds me of a story. I was leaving the grocery store one day, and a man stopped me and he said, "Hey, are you Nikki?" And I was like, "Yes." And he goes, "I've always wanted to meet you. I follow you on social media and we have a few mutual friends. And I just wanted to stop and say hello and shake your hand." And I was like, "Oh, thank you for that." So we stood there and we talked for like 10 minutes and we really connected. And as we were saying goodbye, I was like, I'll use the name John just to protect his identity. And I said, "Hey, before you go, John, I just wanted to let you know I really love your vibe. I love your attitude. I love your style. You look really good today in those frames. They're perfect. And I just wanted to leave you with that and say, have a great day." And he paused for a moment and he had this blank stare on his face and he was like, "Thank you for saying that." And I said, "Oh, you're welcome. That was easy." He was like, "No, sometimes people go through life and they don't say what's on their mind. They feel uncomfortable about compliments. And I just want to thank you for that compliment because I've had a really bad year. And you just never know what someone is going through on the inside just because they have it together on the outside." So he said, "Thank you so much." And he said, "The reason why I have it together today is because I just lost my wife and I'm leaving a meeting making her final arrangements. So thank you for that compliment. You made my day." And I was like, wow, you never know what someone's going through. So definitely love on each other as much as you possibly can. Next, plan a relaxing activity. Now, for me, I love meditation. I love prayer. I love to tap into my spiritual foundation. I love a good massage. But my husband, his ultimate passion in life is fishing. So he gets out on the water anytime he can. And that's kind of his escape to just relax. So I encourage you, tap in to what your happy place is. Next, plan pleasurable activities and try and do it every day. For me, that's watching cooking shows. For my husband, that's watching sports. He loves anything sports, football, basketball, soccer, ping pong, whatever it is. One day I saw him watching a cornhole competition. I was like, cornhole? And for you guys that don't know, that's like the board at the end of the room with a hole and you toss a bean back. I was like, man, but that's what he finds enjoyment in. So tap into what you like. Next is create healthy boundaries. Now, that's a big one for me. And, tap into what are healthy boundaries for you. For me, for instance, every time my phone rings, I don't have to answer it. Just because it's ringing doesn't mean I have to attend to that call. Just because I get a notification of a text message doesn't mean that I have to check that notification. So that's a healthy boundary for me. Also, I kind of like to have a healthy boundary around my family and my friends. So on the weekends, I like to take my work hat off and be present for my family and my friends during the weekend. So that's a healthy boundary for me. Next, and I know I'm preaching to the choir because you all know well what it is to give back. So that's a big step in self-care, giving back, showing others that you care about them, whether it's donations, contributions, talking to seniors or helping at a senior facility, helping children, whatever it is that makes your heart sing, give back to your community in some kind of way. And last, this is a good one, laugh. Make time to laugh. There is great healing power in laughter. And I know now that we're sheltering in place and we're going through this quarantine, we're watching a lot of TV, a lot of Netflix, a lot of movies. Throw in a comedy sometimes because sometimes that really puts you in a good place. So speaking of COVID-19, we're in the midst of a pandemic. how do we take care of ourselves during this pandemic? Well, I know that the quarantine 15 is real. What is the quarantine 15? Some of you know very well, but for those of you that don't, the quarantine 15, it's those few extra pounds we've found while we've been sheltering in place because we haven't been out, we haven't been moving, we haven't been exercising. So it's important that we avoid the quarantine 15. What does that mean? That means make a shopping list before we go to the grocery store and shop the perimeter of the store. Usually on the outside of the store is mostly what we need, and that's fresh produce and meat if you choose to eat meat. Also, in our grocery carts, we should have high fiber foods. High fiber foods are great for us because they're like a scrub brush in our intestines, and we need that. So what are high fiber foods? That's split peas, lentils, beans, chia seeds, broccoli, peas, fresh greens, raspberries, apples, and pears. Now, along with all of this high fiber food, we need to make sure that we drink plenty of water because we have to keep our system flushed and we have to stay hydrated. Now, while we're buying these foods at the grocery store, we need to always know that we have to boost our immune system because a strong immune system will help us get over this virus. It will also help us stay protected so that we maybe won't get it. So one, we have to load up on vitamin A, and that's beta carotene, and that helps our intestines and our respiratory system. Foods that are high in vitamin A are carrots, sweet potatoes, spinach, broccoli, red peppers, and fresh kale, any kind of greens, collards, mustards, turnips. Load up on your greens whenever possible. Number two, load up on vitamin C. Vitamin C helps us with the formation of antibodies. Foods that are high in vitamin C, as we know, are citrus fruits. So oranges, lemons, limes, also strawberries, red bell peppers, and kiwis. Number three, load up on vitamin E. Vitamin E is an antioxidant, and we can find vitamin E in olive oils, nuts, seeds, and avocados. 4, zinc is really important. Zinc helps us fight off bacteria and viruses. So zinc is key. And foods that are high in zinc are beans, nuts, seeds, meat, poultry, and seafood. And last, number 5, protein. Protein helps our cells stay healthy. And foods that are high and rich in protein are meats, poultry, seafood, eggs, beans, nuts, and seeds. So I want to make sure that we are very aware that when we're eating foods and buying foods, we want to make sure these foods are high in vitamins and nutrients so that we are boosting our immune system. Now, this next section I want to talk about is super important, and it's about our mental health. And I want everyone to have daily mental health checks. Now, we have to know that our gut health plays an important role in our mental health. We can fight depression and anxiety by avoiding, guess what? Sugar. Sugar increases inflammation and it suppresses our immune system. So right now we're trying to build up our immune system. We don't want to suppress it. So of course we know the obvious sugars, right? Things that are sweet, cakes, cookies, candy, we know that. But what we have to be aware of is carbohydrates. Carbs are sugar. And I have this conversation with my mom and dad all the time. Even though it's not sweet, it's still a carbohydrate. And the carbohydrates are breads, pastas, rice, potatoes. All of those are carbohydrates, and they turn to sugar once they are in our body. And the part of my project with the A's was to create a sensory suite for children and adults with autism and special needs. And I had to create a menu that was sugar-free because the special needs and autistic children, their diet needs to be very specific and should not include sugar. So I just want to make sure we do regular mental health checks. That's super important. So I'm going to wrap up, and I want to leave you with the answers to the tests. This is the formula for success. When we eat good, we feel good. When we feel good, we do good. And Rotary, you guys know far too well, you guys are doing a lot for other people. So I want you to feel good. I want you to eat right. That means eat vegetables, lean meat if you choose to eat meat, drink plenty of water, avoid fried foods, avoid fatty meats, avoid carbs when possible, limit your sugar and salt and alcohol intake. It's a little expensive to live a healthy lifestyle, I understand, but it's expensive not to, because either you pay up front and eat healthy food and make healthy choices, or you pay on the back end with medications and hospital visits. So I invite you to invest in yourselves. Spend that extra money to buy quality food. So in order to share our gift with others in need, we must first take care of ourselves. And self-care is essential because, again, you can't pour from an empty cup. So remember to always put your oxygen mask on first. It was an absolute pleasure and an honor to be a part of your meeting and your Feed the Hungry luncheon today. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, Rotary. Please stay in touch with me. My website is chefnikkishaw.com. On all my social media, there's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. It's all the same. I'm Chef Nikki Shaw. Thank you again and have a wonderful day. Please.
Thank you so much, Nikki.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for that wonderful and inspiring talk. Well, I think we have a few questions. Do we, Susie?
We do. All right.
All right.
So the first question is from David Stein. He wants to know if you limit the amount of TV news you watch.
Oh, that's a good one. And, you know, I happen to be a news junkie. I love the news. One of our neighbors is the anchor for Channel 4 News, Pam Moore, and I watch her all the time. I love CNN, but I think that, yes, in order to maintain good mental health, we need to limit our news because it tends to be a lot of negativity. And again, as I said earlier, we have to laugh. We have to put positivity back in our lives, especially during this time.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have another question from Lorna. She wants to know, how did you enter the culinary world?
Oh, that's a great question. And it was kind of a natural fit for me. I grew up with a mom that didn't cook. So I kind of had to, as a young child, I would pull the chair up to the kitchen and I would make food, and I loved it. And my aunt was an amazing cook, my Aunt Brenda. So I would always go over her house, and she taught me how to cook from when I was a toddler. And I never thought that it would be my career, but it just turned out that way. So it was kind of a natural fit for me.
Okay, question from Linda Hamilton. What resources are there for families in poverty in the Bay Area to access healthy food? And is the communication of these resources well known?
Wow. So I know that the food banks are offering all kinds of food. I know that my church personally, which is BB Memorial Cathedral, they are offering food. And I think, we just have to Google it. We have to Google what's going on in our area because there are resources out there.
Isaac says one of his faves is dancing. Thoughts? Also, can medicinals such as cannabis play a positive role in self-care?
Well, let's address the dancing first. Dancing, absolutely. Oh, that's one of my favorites because it gets you going. It gets your blood flowing. So absolutely, please, and everyone can do that. Put on your favorite music, get your body moving as often as you possibly can. So yes, absolutely, dance. Now with cannabis, and I have to be careful here. For self-care, I have heard that yes, cannabis can be helpful because it was traditionally medicinal. Now, there's two things to also understand about cannabis. There's CBD, which doesn't give you the heady high. So CBD you can find in your local grocery store, in your local drugstore, and that is great for pain relief. And part of my airport business, I'm incorporating trying to get more CBD products in the airport because yes, it has been known to help with pain, especially for athletes. And my husband definitely uses CBD. So I highly recommend CBD. The other side of cannabis is THC. Now that's the side of cannabis that gets you high in the head. And that's, I'm going to leave up to your own discretion.
Okay. Thank you so much, Nikki. We have a few more questions, but we've run out of time. I just want to say this year, our club is making homeless crisis in Oakland a priority. To that end, and as our gift to you for being our speaker for the day, in your honor, we are making a donation to support our unhoused residents in Oakland. Additionally, we would like to give you our Centennial book, which documents 100 years of service and friendship in the third oldest club in the Rotary world. Thank you so much for being our speaker for today.
Thank
you. Pat, do we have David Kittner, do we have a recap?
Yes, we sure do. Thank you very much, President Ces. I just want to read off a few names. If I don't call your name or if I've called your name more than once, please bear with me, but there's a few other people that I don't think I called out. Mike Mowry rang the bell 4 times, David Rabb twice, Bruce Nye twice, Jesse Bowdle twice, Gail Yukima increased hers to 2, and then the following people rang the bell once: Winter Williams, Mark Rosen, Shannon O'Hare, Carla Betts, Keith Urete, Candace Elder, Sandeepa, Will Hobbs, CJ, Merlin Edwards, Kimberly Cohn, Linda Chu, Michael Brook, Scott Bohe, Linda Bozenecker, and Steve Blair. So thank you everybody that did this. Your generosity humbles me. We raised more than we did last year. We'll give you an exact amount later. And with the match, this will be the most that we have ever raised since the Rotary Club has been doing this. I'm very humbled. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Past President Dudley, I think you have an announcement.
Thank you, President Ces.
Past President, I should say President-elect.
Thank you, President Ces. There were several people that attended the Cocktails for the President last week, which had a Thanksgiving theme. And now one of the questions, we had a quiz, and there were some people that did very well and won the big prize. And we're going to have another one, so there may be big prizes in your future. And Ces, after that talk, I'm not sure if you're going to admit to the Missouri Thanksgiving special, the gooey butter cake. And you don't have to confess whether you had one for Thanksgiving or not. I'm sure you can come up with a healthier Missouri product for Christmas. But so we are going to have another Cocktails for the President. Here we go, with a holiday theme, and it will be Thursday, December 17th at 5:30. So mark on your calendars, please attend Cocktails with the President, Thursday, December 17th, 5:30. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I did want to mention, Curtis Clausen, you have your father who is turning 100 today. Is that correct? Is Curves still on? Is Curves closing?
This is Kurz, you copy?
Yes.
Yes. My father is 100 years old today. I had breakfast with him, and we would like to each donate $200 to the food program to celebrate his 100th birthday.
Well, that's wonderful. It's amazing what good work and service above self does for you. Makes you last till 100 years old.
President Ces, I looked it up today. Kurz, help me, but I think he joined our Rotary Club in 1957. Is that correct?
That is correct.
1957.
And he's still a member of our club.
He's still a member. I believe he's the oldest member of the club, both in age and in duration of being in the club.
I tried to send him an email today, but he doesn't have an email address.
He's still living at home with full-time care and doing quite well.
Well, thank you so much. And we're saying happy birthday to your father, Bert Clausen. That's a long time member. Tease the speaker for next week.
There is
David
one
Stein.
bell ringer.
Oh, do we have a bell ringer?
We have one more bell ringer, Ces, and that is Georgia Richardson is ringing the bell for Nikki Shaw.
Oh, that's wonderful. David Stein, tease the speaker for next week.
President Ces, fellow Rotarians, our speaker next week, we're going to turn back to social justice. We're going to have two speakers. Jay Jordan, who was formerly incarcerated himself and is now with the Californians for Safety and Justice, will be one of the speakers. Californians for Safety and Justice is a not-profit working with Californians for all walks of life to replace prisons and the justice systems with common sense solutions that create safe neighborhoods and save public dollars. And also we'll have speaking our own Rotarian and City Auditor Courtney Ruby, who will talk about her work related to the Oakland Police Commission. So come next week for another great Civic Thursday at Oakland Rotary.
Thank you for that, past President David Stein. Thank you, Kim, for the thought for the day. Thank you, David, for announcing our nominations for board and president-elect. And welcome new member Candace. And thank you, Dudley, for reminding us about cocktails with the president. Thank you, Georgia, for introducing our speaker. Thank you, David, and Kidner for the donors for Feed the Hungry finally. And finally, a big thank you to Lorna for sponsoring this meeting. Pat, you got another bell ring.
There's one other thing that Joe Garalka is sending a $500 East Bay Restaurant Supply gift card to Nikki to use as she deems best.
Wow.
Wow.
Another great gift. Everybody's in the mode of giving today. That makes
Thank you.
So I'd like to end this meeting as usual. That's the way it went at the 5,319th club meeting on December 3rd, 2020 at Oakland Rotary number 3, the third oldest Rotary club in the world. This meeting is adjourned.